The upgrade path from a few clients to a calm little company without changing your personality. This guide is a comprehensive, practical tour of 10 side hustles that fit that description, with clear positioning, how you get your first customers, what to charge, how to avoid common traps, and exactly how to run the first 90 days so you see real money instead of busy work. Begin with design principles because they decide whether any idea will survive contact with Tuesdays. A 2026 ready hustle should be easy to explain in one sentence to a stranger. It should produce a result in 7 days that your customer can feel. It should rely on skills you can sharpen quickly rather than certifications that take years. It should use automation for intake, scheduling, billing, and updates so your hands are free for the part that actually creates value. And it should favor recurring agreements over one-time heroics because stable revenue keeps your nervous system cooperative. With those principles in mind, here are 10 that work in the real world right now. The first is the AI workflow implementer for small businesses. Most small teams know they should be using automation to answer routine emails, pre-qualify leads, create quotes, prepare proposals, and move data between their tools, but they are too busy to stitch the pieces together. Your proposition is simple. You interview the owner for 90 minutes, map their repetitive tasks, and build a clean sequence that saves them hours every week using mainstream tools that are already in their stack. The right way to deliver is a fixed scope starter package that produces 1 or 2 visible wins in 10 days and a light retainer for tweaks and monitoring after that. You charge a project fee for the build and a monthly fee for uptime and improvements. Your first 3 clients come from your own circle, people who run a local service, a clinic, a shop, or an agency. Offer to replace one manual process they hate in exchange for a testimonial. Your edge is not wizardry, it is kindness, documentation, and reliability. The trap to avoid is trying to automate everything at once and creating a fragile Rube Goldberg machine. Start with the task that saves 40 minutes a day and leaves the owner smiling. The second is short-form repurposing for professionals. Every week, experts publish long videos, podcasts, webinars, or talks that vanish after the live moment. Your studio rescues that value. You take 1 hour of raw material and transform it into a month of short, captioned clips, highlighted quotes set as clean graphics, and 2 or 3 search-friendly summaries for their feed and newsletter. The positioning is not social media, it is clarity and consistency, because your clients care about showing up well for their audience, not about chasing trends. You price with a simple subscription that includes a set number of clips and assets per month and a 2-day turnaround. Clients upload raw files to a shared folder on Friday. You deliver the finished assets on Tuesday with a suggested posting calendar. The first few customers will be speakers, consultants, and local business owners who already have a voice but lack cadence. Your pitfalls are scope creep and perfectionism. Set a house style that honors the client's brand, deliver on schedule, and treat every delivery as a proof of work that leads to the next month. The third is local services redesigned as subscriptions. There's nothing passive about mowing lawns, washing bins, cleaning gutters, pressure washing, or caring for small gardens and patios. There is a way to make these services feel passive to you as the operator. Route density, recurring customers, and standardized checklists. The pitch to households is not "we clean things," it is "we keep your exterior healthy on a calendar so you never worry about it." Customers pick a monthly or quarterly plan. You group addresses by neighborhood and day. You carry a modest kit and a tablet with photo checklists. You finish each service by emailing before/after photos with a friendly note. Each route becomes a micro business that can be run on Saturdays without hijacking your week. The risk is underpricing and driving across town for single appointments. Base your schedule on clusters, not on individual bookings, and let customers self-select by choosing one of your route days rather than any day they want. The fourth is a micro-brand incubator with tiny stakes. Instead of gambling on inventory, you run a series of 30-day brand sprints for narrow niches with on-demand fulfillment wherever possible. The point is not to build the next empire. It is to test whether a small audience will buy a useful, well-made product when given a clear promise and a trustworthy store. You create one item with a real job, something that solves a small, honest problem, and you launch with a handful of clean photos, a simple benefits page, and a no-drama checkout. You spend the smallest test budget you can tolerate to see if anyone cares, and you treat the first 100 customers like investors. If it works, you refine and add a sibling product. If it does not, you shut it down without sentiment and move on. The systems you build, storefront templates, clear copy, service emails, and returns become assets you reuse. The mistake to avoid is chasing novelty instead of usefulness. Solve real annoyances. People pay to remove grit from their day. The fifth is a template and tool studio for boring business work. Every organization runs on checklists, calculators, dashboards, and repeatable documents. Most people write them from scratch every time. Your studio builds a library for a specific job to be done and keeps it up to date. Imagine a complete onboarding suite for a growing dental practice, a project playbook for a small construction firm, a client intake and reporting pack for a local marketing shop, or a compliance record set for a childcare center. The product is not a file, it is a result. Faster onboarding, fewer mistakes, clean audits, and proud managers. You sell access with a modest license and an optional support plan that includes periodic improvements and one Ask Me Anything call each quarter. Your first buyers will come from communities you already know. Your real moat is the pain you remove and the update promise you keep every quarter without fail. The sixth is a hyper-local newsletter that doubles as a lead engine. The mistake most newsletters make is trying to be national on day one. You choose a radius you can walk in an afternoon, a cluster of neighborhoods, a small town, a district, and you become the place where busy people discover what to do and who to trust. The model is clean. You publish on the same day each week with 3 recurring sections your readers can count on. You sell simple sponsorships to the businesses your audience already loves. You keep rates fair and deliver screenshots and clicks, not vague talk. And you build your own service arm quietly behind the scenes, a small directory and a Book It concierge where you get paid for filling calendars for local providers. 12 months later, you have an asset you can run in 2 hours twice a week, and a phone that rings when a new shop wants to be known. It's not overnight, it's durable. The trap is turning the newsletter into a diary. Keep it useful and kind. You're a neighbor, not a critic. The seventh is hosting and operations for short-term rentals without purchasing property. There are owners who are exhausted by guest messages, cleaning schedules, and pricing decisions. There are guests who judge a stay by clarity and cleanliness. You stand in the middle with a simple offer. You run the messaging, the calendar, the cleaners, and the pricing with a service-level agreement that promises response times, inspection photos, and linen audits. You earn a percentage of booked revenue, and you charge a setup fee for furnishing plans, listing refreshes, and a one-time deep clean with a documented checklist. Your first clients will be owners who just bought a place and feel overwhelmed. Treat their property like your brand. Build checklists they can see. Answer guests with warmth and efficiency. Follow local regulations, collect taxes correctly, and keep neighbors happy so you stay welcome. The risk is overcommitting. Start with 1 or 2 properties and run them perfectly before you add more. The eighth is a fractional operations partner for solo creators and coaches. A large number of smart individuals sell sessions, courses, masterminds, or consulting, but their back office is a tangle of forgotten links and manual emails. You fix that. You set up a clean flow for discovery calls, booking, payment, reminders, delivery, follow-ups, and community. You move them from improvisation to a standard operating rhythm. You price on a monthly retainer that buys your availability and a fixed scope of improvements. And you offer a clear graduation day when the system runs without you. Your protectors are boundaries and documentation. You answer movement with process, not with dashing around. Your first clients come from communities where these people teach and gather. Reach out privately with a short note about a friction you spotted and an offer to fix it in a week. The ninth is a no-code builder for internal tools. Every small business hacks its work with spreadsheets and email. Many would pay for a simple app that integrates their contacts, jobs, status, and documents in one place, with logins and permissions. You do not need to write traditional code to deliver something useful. You scope one clean workflow, build it with a modern visual tool, ship in 2 weeks, and include training and a handbook. You collect a build fee and a support retainer for small changes, backups, and uptime. The charm is how fast this can rescue teams from chaos. The risk is promising an enterprise system. Keep the scope surgical. One job done beautifully. You are not building the company's brain, you are cleaning one artery so the brain can breathe. The 10th is appointment setting for local high-ticket services. Most clinics, trades, and specialty shops do not need more followers. They need 2 more booked jobs per day. Your service connects the dots with ethics and systems. You build a simple landing page that answers the exact question a human is typing. You place modest ads or run direct outreach where those humans already are, and you operate the inbox like a boutique call center that cares. You route qualified inquiries into the business's calendar and follow up once so they don't forget. You get paid per completed appointment or per closed job, with a baseline fee that covers your time. The art is in the script and in the empathy. You are not a robot. You are a neighbor helping a neighbor pick a time. The Trop is trying to run this for every category at once. Pick one trade in one area, learn their language, and deliver predictable bookings every week before you expand. None of these ideas succeed because they are trendy. They succeed when you turn them into routines you can keep while the rest of your life happens. The way you do that is by treating your side hustle like a product on a shelf rather than a performance. You create a fixed menu of what's included and what isn't. You set delivery days and keep them sacred. You use a single page to capture leads and a single link to book calls. You write 3 email templates you reuse: a warm first reply, a scope confirmation, and a delivery note with next steps. You invoice on a calendar. You avoid rushing by promising less and finishing early. Your brain recognizes the pattern and stops resisting. That's how a side hustle becomes an asset instead of a second job that steals your evenings. Pricing is where many beginners wobble. The simplest structure is the build plus keep steady model. You charge a fair fee for setup that covers your time and a modest margin, and you charge a monthly amount that reflects the value of keeping the system running and the right to ask you for small changes. You review pricing every 6 months and adjust for new scope with a short, kind note that explains what is changing and why. You do not discount your way into resentment. You also do not act offended when someone cannot afford you. You offer a lighter version that they can grow into, or a short consult that leaves them better off either way. Your price is a promise about the experience. Keep the promise, and the price will make sense to the right people. Outreach is not a mystery. It is a craft. The fastest path to first revenue is a list of 20 people you already know who would benefit and a short message that tells the truth. You name the friction you can remove, you suggest a small test you can finish quickly, and you put one link to book a call. You follow up once a week later with kindness. Parallel to that, you publish proof of work, before-after screenshots, small case write-ups with permission, or a weekly what we shipped note on a platform where your buyers actually read. You are not asking the internet for approval. You are leaving breadcrumb evidence that you are real and reliable. Over a few weeks, referrals start to arrive because you made your offer easy to describe to someone else. Quality control is the unglamorous moat of every little business. You avoid messes by writing checklists and by naming what a good job looks like in advance. You save time by templatizing everything: the intro call agenda, the project plan, the deliverable folder, the handoff email, and by using those templates every time. You keep clients happy by sending short progress notes on a schedule, even when nothing dramatic has happened. You protect yourself with clear contracts that say when work begins, how rounds of feedback work, what happens if scope expands, and how you'll both end the project gracefully if life changes. You are warm in tone and firm on paper. That combination carries you farther than trying to be clever. Taxes and structure are part of being a grown-up operator. You do not need to memorize your country's tax code. You do need to separate your business money from personal money on day one. Log income and expenses as you go, set aside a percentage of each payment for taxes in a dedicated savings account, and file on time. As you grow, you'll ask a professional whether and when it makes sense to change your legal structure. Don't let paperwork stop you from starting. Do let paperwork keep you honest once you have started. The calmest operators treat compliance like brushing their teeth. It is just something they do so they can focus on better problems. If you worry about competition, remember that customers choose you for experience, not only for outcomes. Two studios can deliver similar clips. One answers emails within a day and delivers on the date promised, and makes the client feel smarter. The other is erratic. The first gets referred. You are not trying to out-invent the world. You are trying to be easier to work with than whatever a busy person did last month. That bar is lower than you think. Set your own standards higher anyway, so you can sleep well and charge well. To make all of this concrete, picture the first 90 days of any of these 10. In the first week, you define your promise in one sentence and put it at the top of a clean one-page site with your booking link. In the second week, you make a short demo or case study from a volunteer client and publish it. In the third week, you send your simple outreach message to 20 people and mark your calendar to follow up once. In the fourth, you deliver one paid project with documentation and ask for permission to share the result. In month 2, you implement your intake forms, your folder structure, and your 3 email templates, and you ship 2 more projects. In month 3, you announce a small subscription for ongoing support and move 2 clients onto it. At the end of the 90 days, you have a repeatable loop, not just a bank deposit. That loop is the real asset. It prints calm because it prints predictability. Not every side hustle will fit your temperament or your life. If you have little kids, the route-based services may feel easier because they keep your weekends predictable. If you love craft and creative polish, the repurposing studio and template shop will make you happy because you can ship and refine in quiet hours. If you enjoy operations and order, the fractional ops role or the no-code builder will feel natural. If you like being outside and moving, the subscription field services will feel wholesome. The only wrong pick is the one that fights who you are. A good side hustle is a habit, not a costume. You will hit snags. A tool you relied on will change. A client will ghost. A week will get eaten by family needs, and you will be tempted to quit. Design for resilience before that happens. Keep a small emergency fund for the business, so a broken laptop or a surprise bill doesn't derail you. Keep a waiting list so you can fill a slot when someone quits. Keep your scope small enough that you can under-promise and over-deliver, even on a messy week. And keep your ego quiet enough to apologize and fix things fast when you miss. People forgive honesty and effort. They do not forgive silence. In the end, the best side hustles in 2026 are not exotic. They are the ones that remove friction for busy humans in ways that are visible within days and repeatable for years. They rely on your ability to listen carefully, to build simple things that work, to write an email that makes a stranger feel taken care of, and to show up when you said you would. If you do that, you will look lucky from the outside. You will know you built a small, durable machine that buys you options, a cushion in your accounts, a choice about your next job, and a plan B when the world wobbles. That is what a side hustle is for. Choose one of the 10, write the one-sentence promise, and send the first 20 messages. Take the meeting, scope the smallest project that proves the value, and deliver it with care. Put your 3 email templates in place, automate your invoices, and set the delivery day in your calendar like it's sacred. 2 weeks later, do it again. 12 weeks later, you will have a side business. 12 months later, you may have a second engine. And a few years later, you will be one of the calm people whose life looks steady because their systems are steady. That is not a trend. That is craft.